All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Washington. And I gotta be honest, there's no one in the crowd, which is weird. I don't know if it's because the center court tickets are too expensive or what, but no one's there. It's very empty. It's weird. But Raducanu's playing, and she's taking on Kostyuk. This is probably the best first round matchup. I mean, this is a crazy, ridiculous first round. I think they've played a couple of times. It's very competitive rivalry. On the hard courts, Raducanu is the favorite, apparently. So we'll see what happens. But we've got Osaka taking on Putintseva as well, which, again, is another banger coming up probably in the next hour or so. So, yeah, so much to watch today. And then Venus is playing later. I don't know if we'll watch her. We'll see we'll see how it goes. But yeah, crazy. This is a crazy first round match. Yes, like it must be. The tickets on center court must be super expensive because there's no one there. I know it's like Wednesday or what is it? Tuesday, midday or something. What time? What is it? It's not midday. It's like 3:00, right? What's Washington time right now? Yeah, 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. But still, I mean, yesterday we watched doubles and it was packed. And that was on the outside court. So you got to think that center court tickets, people aren't buying them. They're too expensive. Yeah, Runa withdrew. I saw that. Can Venus win? Maybe. Stearns is not easy to play, though. By the way, the winner of this match will play the winner of Osaka Putintseva. So if we do have a doubleheader, the two players who win will play each other, which is good. First time since Wimbledon, Swiatek Sinner. That's it. They won Wimbledon. You're correct. Hope you had a good rest. Yeah, it was all right. Yesterday, I just did nothing. I was so tired after stream yesterday. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I haven't spoken out loud for a week. But I just crashed. I just sat on the couch all day. It rained, so it was great. Am I late? What was the prediction for this match? No, you're right on time, and I didn't make one. Any reason why Runa withdrew? I think he just withdrew due to injury. They didn't specify. Yeah, no specific reason. Thought you still would be on break? Well, we are. I'm still on break. It's just that there's just a couple of players this week that are worth watching. I missed Raducanu yesterday. Yeah. They played well. Well, Raducanu played well. Raducanu struggled, but they won, so who cares? Back injury for Runa. There you go. A back injury for Runa. Which is a shame because this tournament is already lacking. I mean, it's a 500 event. It's not supposed to be stacked, but Runa, the third seed, Fritz Musetti, Shelton, Tiafoe, Rublev, Medvedev. It's got names, but Runa was one of the big ones. So that's a shame. Hopefully not serious because he needs to play Canada next week because Canada's a massive opportunity now that so many players are not playing. So, yeah. Musetti won versus first set versus Norrie. Yeah, I've seen that. So that's good. Yeah, so after Musetti's match, that's when Osaka plays. So that'd be fun. But yeah, no one in the crowd. It must be expensive tickets. Like the tickets must just be too expensive for the center court. Because if I go look at the Musetti match, that's packed. Musetti Norrie is packed. Like there is a full stadium. So it's not that there's no one there. It's just that no one wants to buy center court tickets. Unless, like, center court must have its own ticket and then everybody else can go everywhere else, which is probably why it's packed over there. But it's crazy. They're like, no, like This is one of the best first rounds in the tournament, and it's got no one watching. It's crazy. Alcaraz withdrew? Yeah, he withdrew. There were a few 20-shot rallies where Raducanu didn't even sniff the ball. I mean, she just kept making errors. That was the thing. Like when they'd lose a point, a lot of the time it was because she hit it in the net or hit it out, which was it felt like she was losing more of the points, and Raducanu was hitting winners to win the points. So it was like it just felt like Raducanu wasn't contributing as much. But I'm sure she'll be better tomorrow or whenever they play again. All right. Here are the players ready to go. I have no idea who's serving. Kostyuk serving. Kostyuk's going to serve. Let's see if Raducanu can continue her good form. Currently, in the rankings, Raducanu slowly climbing the ranks. Currently ranked number 47. If she does win today, she'll go into number 41. So a big boost if she wins today. If she goes on a bit of a run, she could be top 30 by the end of the week. So it's a big deal. Kostyuk's 27 in the world. If she wins today, she'll stay 27 in the world. So, yeah. Raducanu's got a lot of upside this week. So does Osaka. Osaka's around the same ranking. So both Osaka and Raducanu, who might play each other in the next round, have both got some massive upside with depending on these results. My computer died. Yeah, a lot of points up, but a very tough section of the draw. I mean, you've got Sakkari, Navarro, these two, the other match that I mentioned. It's a very tough bottom quarter of the draw. It's 15 love. Kostyuk wins the second point as well, 30 love. So these two have played 3 times, 2-1 in favor of Kostyuk. They haven't played recently that I can tell. I feel like they played this year, though. Didn't they play on the clay? Or was that someone else? 40 love. There's a bit of backhand from Kostyuk. That's a winner. Kostyuk takes the first game of the match easily. WTA website's killing me. You got to make it better. They got to be able to do the head-to-head on the profiles. They played 3 times. Yeah, they played in Madrid. Okay, I remember them. We did watch them. I thought Kostyuk's played a lot of good matches on. They watched her a lot on clay. But yeah, she beat Raducanu in 3 on clay, but they haven't played on a hard court since 2021 in Romania, where Kostyuk got the straight sets win. That was post US Open victory for Raducanu. Kostyuk beat her pretty easily. So 2-1. Raducanu did beat her in Madrid on the clay in 2022, though. So they did play. One love Kostyuk. I'm shocked that Kostyuk's such a big underdog. Like, that's shocking to me. I would have thought for sure that it'd be more of a 50-50. I know Raducanu's been good, but Kostyuk is scary. 15 love. I hope Raducanu plays as well as she did Wimbledon. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I put the the names are wrong. Hang on, let me fix that. My bad. My bad. Thank you for... Sorry. It's just a typo. There you go. 30 love. As Raducanu serves this fault. Second serve. Kostyuk's got 5 in a row. Okay. As Raducanu hits in the net. 30-15. It's going to take my brain a bit of time to accept your room setup change. Not enjoying it currently. Well, don't worry. It's going to change again. So don't worry. This is temporary. It will change again. Hopefully you enjoy the next version of this. Anyways, it's got to change again. So don't worry. Kostyuk gets a backhand winner. It's 30-0. As Raducanu serves. Backhand Raducanu down the middle. Kostyuk gets it back. Raducanu on the attack. Overhits at 30-40. Wait until he gets used to it and then change it. I didn't want to have the room like this. I wanted to change the room, but I just didn't have enough time. Last week, I couldn't do it. I couldn't fix the room the way I wanted it, so I had to leave it like this for now. Anyway, 30-40. As the return goes forward to Raducanu. Back in now from Kostyuk on the stretch. Raducanu forehand again to the slice of Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk back in again. Raducanu again to the back end of Kostyuk. Kostyuk gets it out. Deuce. Yeah, this is not how the room is supposed to be, but it is for now. But it will change. All right. And we have a fault second serve. As the return goes in the net from Kostyuk, and Raducanu gets advantage. All right, Raducanu holds 1-1. All right, 1-1. Kostyuk serves again. As Kostyuk forehand to the back end of Raducanu. And then Kostyuk hits a winner. 15 love. As Kostyuk serves a fault, second serve. And the backhand return goes in the forehand of Kostyuk. Raducanu backhand again, the backhand of Kostyuk, who hits it in the net. 15 all. Will Raducanu get a wild card to the US Open? No, because she's in the top 50. So she won't need one. But so no, she won't. She won't get one because she won't need one. She's way higher ranked than necessary. Back in a backhand rally, she didn't even need a wild card to this tournament. She's got a good ranking. I don't like 47 in the world is she's got a decent ranking. Her ranking is high enough to get her into pretty much almost every tournament. 15:30. Chance for Raducanu to break. What's going on, Anna? How you doing? 15:30. As the return goes out by Raducanu, 30 all. Second serve. There's a double fault, 30-40. As a default, second serve. As the return goes to forehand to Kostyuk. Slice Raducanu. Kostyuk comes in. Puts it away. And we get to deuce. Fonseca better be picked for Laver Cup. He is. Isn't he? Hasn't he already been picked? I'm pretty sure he was picked. I'm pretty sure Agassi's announced that. Heard about Aussie. May he rest in peace. Yeah, lost a legend. It sucks when this shit happens just before stream. All right, deuce. As we're backing down the line into the forehand Raducanu. Raducanu hits it out. It's advantage Kostyuk. I'm pretty sure that Agassi announced Fonseca is part of the team. Yeah, he's on the team. So you got Fritz, Shelton, Paul, Fonseca. And then you got Alcaraz, Zverev, Rune so far on Europe. But yeah, Fonseca's in the team. Which is great because we love him. Advantage Kostyuk. As the return from Raducanu goes out, 2-1 Kostyuk. I don't think Agassi's coaching Rune. I think he was just advising him this week, which he retired anyway. He withdrew anyway, so yeah. We might get Fonseca versus Alcaraz. We might, yeah. All right. All right. Carlos versus Fonseca, make it happen, tennis gods. Well, the thing is that Fonseca is the fourth best player on the team, so it's hard to know whether or not they're going to put the number one on the one team against the number four. Usually it's like the top three play each other and the bottom three might play each other. And it kind of depends on who else is on the team. Like, we don't know who else is on Team Europe yet. Maybe they get, Medvedev or Tsitsipas or, some French players will definitely be on the team because Yannick Noah is the captain. So you'd expect that you'd probably get, maybe Fils or Humbert, maybe Puricar, maybe put GMP in there. So Fonseca's more likely to play one of those guys. And then you'd get like Zverev, Alcaraz, Rune taking on Shelton, Paul, Fritz. Like Alcaraz will play two singles matches, you'd say. And I think he'd probably play against... I mean, if Team Europe had their way, he'd play Fritz. But if Team World had their way, he'd play Paul or Shelton. Or both. Obviously, Fritz beating Zverev is another Team World victory. I don't know if Fonseca's going to get a chance to take on Alcaraz. We might get Fonseca Rune, though. That could happen. Maybe. Or Fonseca versus Zverev. But I don't think he'll play Alcaraz because he's not high enough. Like, Alcaraz will take on... Like, if you're Team Europe, you're not going to put him up against Fonseca because you want your best guy to beat their best guy to get the points, right? So you're more likely to get him playing Fritz because if you can beat Fritz, that's a huge win, right? And maybe play... I mean, yeah. Especially because Team World don't want... They want Fritz to not take on Alcaraz. They want Fritz to take on Zverev because they're more likely to get a win. So I don't think Fonseca's going to take on Alcaraz. He might take Rune, though. That might be a thing. Or he probably more likely take on... And usually those bottom three guys... Love 40, by the way. Like last year, right? Cerundolo, Kokkinakis, Tabilo. They played one match each. So it's only the top three guys that actually get to play multiple matches in the team, usually. Even on the Team Europe, you had Ruud, Dimitrov, Tsitsipas, right? They only played one match each and maybe a doubles. Raducanu says 115.40. So Fonseca's probably going to play one singles on day one or maybe day two, depending on who he matches up against, and then maybe a doubles. I don't think they're going to put, especially because it's his first one. I don't think they're going to put Fonseca in against Alcaraz on day, in such a big deal, right? All right, Raducanu saves 230.40. Who's going to win the men's US Open? Probably Sinner. There's a bit of fault from Raducanu, second serve. Double fault, all right, there's the break. 3-1. All right. Raducanu wins the first one, love 15. First serve is a fault, second serve. As Raducanu eventually hits it out, 15-0. As Raducanu overpowers Kostyuk, 15-30. Uh, 15-30. She says an ace out wide, Kostyuk, 30-all. Tennis is a mental game, and that's what Jack Draper needs to work on. No, I think Jack Draper's actually his body. He needs to work on his injuries. I feel like you're being a little harsh. 30-all. Like Draper mentally has been great this year. I mean, look at he won Indian Wells. I mean, he beat Alcaraz. I mean, mentally, I don't think it's a problem. I think it's physically. And I don't think he's pulling out of Cincinnati and Canada because he's mentally, weak. And he's like, oh, my legs hurt. Oh, I can't play. I'm not going to play any tournaments because I don't think he's giving up. I think he's actually injured. And that's probably why he lost second round of Wimbledon, because he was hurt, playing injured. He's played a lot of tennis this year. That goes out by Raducanu, 40-30. So I don't think it's mentally anything to do mentally. I think it's physically for Draper. Hey, Oscar, nice. Enjoy the tournament. You'll love it. All right, 40-30. Kostyuk to go up 4-1 here. As we default second serve. As the backhand return goes to the backhand of Kostyuk. Raducanu backhand to the forehand of Kostyuk. The backhand passing shot of Raducanu. Volley from Kostyuk goes just wide. Kostyuk thought she had an amazing shot, but she just missed. Deuce. By the way, weather's super hot today. Well, not super hot, but it is hot today. On Friday, it's going to be 34 degrees Celsius, which is 93 Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's going to get hot over the weekend at Washington. I remember when I went to Washington, it was like 100 degrees. I was walking around, saw all the sites, went to the monument and the Capitol and the Lincoln Memorial. So stinking hot. It was like, it's horrible. The weather sucked. Bad. And I'm from Australia. Hey, that great return from Raducanu. Advantage Raducanu. Can the Musetti-Norrie match was more interesting? All right, Raducanu with a passing shot. That's too good. Raducanu breaks back. We're back on serve, 3-2. All right, 3-2. The US is getting a heat wave this week. That's why? Oh, okay. All right, we're back on serve. What do you think what round do you think Alcaraz will reach at the US Open? I don't know. It depends on his draw. Probably quarterfinals. Minimum. You thought they were in Washington State, not Washington, D.C.? It literally says Washington, D.C. on the court. I mean, maybe you haven't seen maybe you're not watching it. Rockies lost again, by the way. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you for telling me that my team lost. Appreciate that. That's great. Thank you. Chad, some comments I'm very do you go to work and say these things to people's faces? It's crazy. Do you go to work? Do you have friends? I'd never go to my friend and be like, hey, your team lost. Hey, guy at work, your team lost. Unless I was making fun because my team beat him. Hey, by the way, Guy. Yeah, I appreciate that, Guy. Who do you go for? All right, we're back on serve. Wild. It's cool in the UK, and we've had some much needed rain. Nice. I have no expectation for Carlos at the US Open, none at all. I think he should make the quarterfinals minimum. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if Jack Draper makes excuses. Patricia, why do you hate Jack Draper so much? Like, what's your beef with Jack Draper? Why are you not a fan of Draper? All right. Raducanu hits it out, love 15. Cam, you didn't complete the Raducanu Raducanu doubles. They played well after warming up. See, now some of you are just saying shit for no reason. They're just saying random things for no reason. So, I'm going to ignore the chat and watch the tennis. 15-0. Also, Nori trying to win the second set against Musetti. We're going to have Osaka versus Putin-Saver coming on after the Nori-Musetti match. So we're going to wait for that to finish. Then we can watch that match. 30-15, sorry. 30-15. As Raducanu serves a fault. Second serve. As the backhand goes into the net from Raducanu, 30-0. 30-0. By the way, tomorrow, just having a look at what's worth watching tomorrow. If Raducanu and Osaka win, we'll watch that match tomorrow. If they play each other tomorrow, I'm sure they will. That's definitely worth watching. Pegula Fernandez is kind of interesting too. So we'll see if we might watch that. That's right, kind of double faults, 30-40. And then on the men's side, maybe Opelka Medvedev, kind of interesting, I guess. But depends again what time. I don't really want to wake up at 1 a.m. to watch that match. Like I said, this week is not about watching everything. It's about watching some things if it's at a good hour. Tien versus Rublev is also pretty good. That could be interesting too. We haven't watched Tien do well since the start of the tournament, start of the year. And Rublev, that could be tough for Rublev. As Raducanu backhand, he's a winner as deuce. Mboko versus Raducanu, yeah, that's another one that we could watch maybe. Again, it just depends on. We're not going to watch everything. I said this yesterday, right? We're not going to watch. This week is not about watching everyone like all the time. It's about watching like 4 players, maybe. We might watch like 10 matches this week, maybe. Next week, Canada, that's when we start watching everybody again. Well, everybody who's playing. And then Cincinnati, we go crazy. As Kostyuk gets it out, advantage Raducanu. Yeah, this week is just about like watching a couple of things and just having a couple of matches here and there. So don't ask me if we're watching everybody all the time, because the answer is not. The answer is not this week. Next week, we'll watch more. As it a four now from Kostyuk, and then Raducanu volleys to the net. We get to deuce. $1,000 for a match request. Yeah, exactly. That's in full effect this week. You want to watch a match that I don't plan on watching? Then it's $1,000. As the return goes into the form of Raducanu. Raducanu in the net, advantage Kostyuk. Yeah, this is kind of like the week after Miami or the week before. It's just this again. This is sort of a nothing crazy going on week. You know, we'll just watch a couple of players a couple of niche matches maybe. That's about it. And then next week we go crazy. We'll go crazier. And then the week after that, Cincinnati, we lock in. All right, back to deuce. Back to deuce. As the backhand now from Kostyuk, the backhand of Raducanu. Kostyuk backhand into the forehand of Raducanu. Is Kostyuk into that Raducanu forehand. Kostyuk just defending and hits it long, and it's advantage Raducanu. Great hitting Raducanu. All right, so Nori and Musiti going 3. Looks pretty empty there. Probably too expensive and too hot. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, that center court is empty. Everywhere else is full. So center court must just be too expensive. Because this is a great matchup. And it's crazy to think that there's not more people there. But it must just be a pricing thing. So let me have a look. Single session ticket. Raducanu holds 3-0. Good fight back. What's today? Wednesday? Holy a ticket's $300 for center court. That can't be right. What's today? Tuesday. Tickets are maybe it's because of the last minute, but the cheapest ticket is $150. That's crazy. For a 500 event, nobody's there, so, you know. What about the outside? How do I get does anyone know what the ground pass ticket is, or is it just center court's tickets? It must be way cheaper because there's no way that. It must be like $20. I paid $500 for a 250 final in 2022. Yeah, but that's different though, because that's a final, and also Djokovic was probably playing, right? Or Nadal or someone. 15 love. As Raducanu heads it out. 30 love. Yeah, well, if the cheapest ticket is $150 for day 2? Center court day 2, and then you could spend let's say $30 to go outside and watch everything else. You get way more bang for your buck for the $30 ticket. If I'm going, unless I was a fan of one of these players and I really wanted to go see them, I wouldn't. I did that before. Before I didn't stop going to the tennis because I was streaming. I always recommend, if you're going to go to a slam, try and go day 1 to 4. and get a ground pass, because there's no point in getting a centre court Rod Laver ticket or anything like that in the first days, because you're going to watch Djokovic take on a qualifier. It's going to be boring. But the best matches are the ones that are on the outside courts where you can get in for a ground pass. And you can watch 5-set epics, and you can watch, guys players outside the top 10, but you can still watch some really high quality players. Also, Rod Laver Arena, for example, on day 1, 2, and 3, usually have Aussies play. So you're not going to really get, you might get Alcaraz or Sinner, but you're also going to get maybe like a Poprin or something. And it's like, well, we love Poppy, but also if you're not Aussie, you're not really going to care too much for Poprin. But you could go on the outside courts and you could watch someone like a Rublev for $50 for a ground pass, right? Or you could watch, a top 10 player on the outside courts for way cheaper. Much better value. I personally think. So that's probably why but again, maybe it's just because it's too hot. I don't know. But then again, it's hot on the other courts, and there's a lot of people there. Nori Musetti's packed, so you got to think that it's the pricing. Kia Arena and 1573 are part of the ground pass. Yep. The only tickets that you have to buy at the Australian Open, I think, are Rod Laver Arena is its own ticket, Margaret Court Arena is its own ticket, and John Cain Arena, I think, is its own ticket. So there's only 3 courts that you can't get into with the ground pass. But with the ground pass, you can get in. You can get everywhere else. And Kia Arena is a huge arena that has a lot of good matches. So you can go. You can go there. I mean, yeah. But sometimes you get top 20 players playing on court, 10, and you can go watch that court, So it just must be a pricing issue. Runa picked up Sinner's departed fitness coach. Yeah. I wonder if that's why he withdrew. I wonder if that's part of the reason why he withdrew. I wonder if, hiring Sinner's Djokovic and Sinner's old fitness coach, because he was for both. I wonder if the first thing he said was do you have any injuries? And Runa's like, yeah, my back's a little sore. They might have said, okay, well, let's get your back right so that we can, who knows? Maybe that's why Runa pulled out. Maybe he advised that, which isn't a bad idea because Washington is not the goal. It's the US Open's the goal, right? No. So not Sinner's fitness coach from last year, the one that he just departed, just split with. I can't remember their names, but he's got the glasses and the grey hair, and he was on Djokovic's team as well. Yeah, he was the guy from Djokovic's old team as well. 15 old. So the winners of these matches are not playing tomorrow. So tomorrow, I thought they would be. No, they're not. Bottom half of the draw is tomorrow. But this is the bottom half of the draw. Are you sure? I'm sure they're playing. They have to play tomorrow. What's Wednesday, Thursday? Oh, no, maybe they don't have to play. 30-15. So it goes to the net from Kostyuk, 40-15. I don't support Italy. Okay. Why do you not support Italy? Is it what did Italians do to you? So yeah, tomorrow Raducanu holds 4-0. So tomorrow night you got Tien, Rublev, Raducanu, Mboko. So yeah, we might watch those two matches. Maybe. Again, I like Tien Rublev because we haven't watched Tien for a while. And he's on hard courts. That could be an upset. Raducanu and Mboko as well. Medvedev or Pelka's playing at like 2 a.m. my time, and I don't really feel like watching that at 2 a.m. It's not really what this week is about. And then I think Raducanu and Raducanu play doubles tomorrow somewhere. 15 love. All right, 15 loves with a forehand from Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk backhand. And then Raducanu in the net with a forehand. 30 love. Do you think Raducanu can ever beat Swiatek? Maybe. Possibly. Rublev rarely has a week off. I know, right? He plays all the goddamn time. And he never gets injured, which is remarkable. 30 love. As Raducanu, it's a great return winner. 30-15. $30-15 is with a fault second serve. As with a forehand rally. Kostyuk get into the forehand of Raducanu. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Down the line of the backhand of Raducanu. Kostyuk forehand again to the Raducanu backhand. As Kostyuk backhand into the backhand of Raducanu on the stretch. Raducanu forehand on the stretch. Goes to the backhand of Kostyuk as Raducanu backhand again. To the backhand of Kostyuk who hits it in the net. It's 30-all. Chance for Raducanu to get the break here. Kostyuk looks tired, by the way. All right, 30-all. There's a bit of fault from Kostyuk, second serve. And she double faults, 30-40. Break point for Raducanu. Hey, Chris, thanks for the 29 months. As the return goes into the forehand of Kostyuk, back into Raducanu. Into the backhand of Kostyuk, who hits a winner down. No, Raducanu get it back with a lob. And then Kostyuk puts away the smash. Deuce. All right, deuce. As the return goes back end of Kostyuk. Backhand Raducanu. As Kostyuk gets a drop shot, Raducanu comes in there with the volley and eventually hits it out, and it's advantage Kostyuk. All right, advantage Kostyuk. Kostyuk holds 5-4. All right. 5-4. Kostyuk stays in front. By the way, chat, tomorrow the Fantastic Four comes out. Which I will be watching. All right. All right. Are we not going to watch any Americans leading into the US Open? Curious face. Huh? No, that goes out by Raducanu, love 15. And Raducanu serves. Return goes in the corner of Raducanu. Kostyuk on the stretch gets it. Raducanu down the line, goes long, and it's love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As Raducanu serves again. To the back of Kostyuk. Raducanu forehand into the forehand of Kostyuk. Raducanu forehand again. Kostyuk goes down the line. Raducanu's there with the backhand. Kostyuk hits a drop shot. And then Raducanu puts it away. 15-30. $15.30. All right, Raducanu serves a let. First serve is a fault, second serve. As a return, goes in the forehand of Raducanu, slice from Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu. It's Kostyuk backhand goes wide. It's 30-0. All. As that goes out by Kostyuk, 40-30. As Raducanu comes to the net, puts it away, and it's 5-5. If Emma loses the first, then it's over. I mean, I don't know about that, but you sound pretty confident though. Kostyuk serves. A bit of slice from Raducanu on the stretch. Kostyuk comes to the net. Raducanu goes down the line and Kostyuk hits a volley in the grounds. Left 15. Draper's going to win the US Open. What, this year or eventually? Because this year he might not even play. Because he's injured. Ah, 15-0. As Raducanu in the net, 30-15. $30-15. As the return goes into the forehand of Kostyuk. Backhand now from Raducanu to the backhand of Kostyuk. As Raducanu forehand into the forehand of Kostyuk. As Raducanu goes down the line for a winner. 30-0. Ah, 30-0. As Kostyuk wins the point, 40-30. 30. Is it a fault from Kostyuk? Second serve. And the return goes in the net from Kostyuk, and it's deuce. Is it a backhand from Kostyuk? The backhand of Raducanu. Kostyuk again to the forehand of Raducanu, to the forehand of Kostyuk, as Raducanu goes down the line. Kostyuk gets it back. Raducanu on the attack. Kostyuk just slicing it back. Eventually goes down the line. Now Raducanu's backhand cross court is picked up by Kostyuk, but it's in the net. Advantage Raducanu. Advantage Raducanu. As a return from Raducanu goes out, we get back to deuce. All right, let on the first serve. Advantage Kostyuk, good serve. Kostyuk hold 6-5. All right. What's going on with Nori? Oh, they haven't even... They're still going, all right. All right, 6... Is it going to rain? Why does the weather look so shitty? 6-5 Kostyuk. By the way, why are we talking about soccer? What are we doing? Every time I look at the chat, it's like football, Italy, blah, blah, blah. What are we doing? Is Australia playing? No? Okay, I don't care. Just, what are we doing? Who's playing more aggressive? Who's playing more aggressive? I mean, I feel like it's pretty even. I mean, the scores are literally even too, so... All right, 6-5. Is it a forehand on the stretch from Kostyuk? Raducanu goes down the middle, but Kostyuk with a backhand. Ooh, just went long. 15 love. I feel like Kostyuk has been defending a lot more, though. So I say Raducanu's probably been more aggressive. Pop-up showers are possible? Okay. Doesn't even feel like tennis season right now. Why not? There's got a volley from Raducanu. Kostyuk puts up a lob. Raducanu hits a long on the volley. And it's 15-0. As Raducanu makes Kostyuk hit it out. 30-15. As Kostyuk gets a backhand winner down the line. 30-0. Beautiful shot. 30-0. As a return goes the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk forehand into the net. And it's 40-30 to take us to a tiebreak. All right. Kostyuk returns into the forehand of Raducanu as Kostyuk backhand goes in the net. Tiebreak. Who's winning the tiebreak, chat? It's been a long first set. An hour played. 6-0. Kostyuk had the early break. It was in control until she wasn't. All right, Kostyuk serves first. As we get a double fault, and it's 1-0 Raducanu. Was it a double fault? Was the scoreboard broken? It was. All right, 1-0. fault by Raducanu. Second serve. As the return goes to the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk backhand goes wide. It's 2-0 Raducanu. As Raducanu backhand into the backhand of Kostyuk. Raducanu backhand again, the backhand of Kostyuk. As Raducanu goes to forehand of Kostyuk, the backhand of Raducanu. Kostyuk backhand. Raducanu goes down the line. The great shot. Kostyuk running side to side as then Kostyuk hits it out. 3-love Raducanu. 3-0. All right, 3-0. As the return goes back into Kostyuk. Kostyuk gets it out. 4-love Raducanu. 4-0 Raducanu. As Kostyuk comes to the net, Raducanu puts up a lob. Goes in. Kostyuk lobs it back. Raducanu with a smash. Kostyuk with a pass. It's too good. Kostyuk wins their first point of the tiebreak. 4-1. Raducanu. Cam, you need some sleep. Bro, I just woke up, so I don't know what you're talking about. Ah, 4-1. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As Kostyuk wins the second point of the tiebreak for herself, and it's 4-2, they change ends. Chad, why? I'm keep looking and everyone's like England, Italy, England. What? This is a tennis stream. We only talk about tennis, unless I want to talk about something else. Was it a big deal, England, Italy, or something? Like, what am I missing? Is it the World Cup or something? I don't know what's going on. 4-2. As Kostyuk gets a winner down the line, we're back on serve 4-3. Is it like a big deal, or is it just like a friendly? Like, why is everyone reacting like it's some like I don't even know what's going on. Women's Euros. Okay, I don't know what that is. Is that a big deal? Is the Euros are a big deal? Are they? Why are you yelling at me like I'm supposed to know? I'm from Australia. Euros are not Australian. 4-3. Why is Kostyuk seeded? Because she's higher ranked than most players. She's in the top 30. Raducanu forehand is wide. We're at 4-all. From 4-love to 4-all. Semi-finals of the Euros, of course, is a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't pay attention. Is it over yet? Or is it nearly over? How long has it got left to go? Is it like the end? Or are they just getting started? Is it like the first half or some shit? As Kostyuk gets it out, 5-4 Raducanu. It's called soccer, yeah. How long have they got left in the soccer? 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Norrie, by the way, is up 4-2. It's football. Yeah, no, it's not. 5-4. As the return goes in the back of Raducanu. Backing out from Kostyuk. Into the back of Raducanu, who hits a beautiful winner down the line. Set points, Raducanu, 6-4. 6-4 Raducanu. Beautiful backhand winner. As Raducanu set points, she serves. Fault. Second serve. As the return goes out by Kostyuk, Raducanu first set. 7-6. Semi-final, dude, you joined Eurovision because you have no relevant connection to Europe. Why are you making it out to be like that I made that decision? That I was the one who said that Australia should be a Eurovision? Why I don't even watch Eurovision. That shit's annoying. I don't watch that shit. Do I look like I watch Eurovision? Do I look... Hello? Making it sound like I'm the one who made the decision for Australia to be involved. I don't care. Eurovision can get stuffed. I don't know why we're there. And I couldn't give a shit about the Euros. Because again, if Australia's not involved, I don't care about the soccer. By the way, both players won 48 points in that set. 7 winners, 20 errors from Raducanu. She somehow won the set by playing terrible. But that's good. It means that England scored. Yay! It's coming home or whatever you guys always talk about. Am I a Harry Potter fan? Do I look like a Harry Potter fan to you? Don't get fooled. I'm wearing glasses because I can't see. Yes, you look like you watch Eurovision. Okay. Getting so bothered. I'm not getting bothered over women's football. I'm getting bothered over the chat being clogged with things nobody cares about. Like, I'm like, hey, we're in a tiebreak, and all I see is it's 1-0. It's 1-0. I'm like, okay. Well, it's not. It's 7-6. But okay, I guess, I'll stick around long enough and I'll teach you how to score in tennis. All I see is just like football commentary, and I'm like, am I lost? Am I in the wrong place? Hello? 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 Is anybody there? Hello? Hello? It's going to extra time. Hello? Did Venus win today? Venus is playing later. I think Venus is playing after this, right? I think Venus is straight after this. By the way, Norrie's about to win, but of course nobody cares because you only care about Norrie when you don't care. You're all worried about the football. By the way, Norrie's playing in Italian. not going to mention that? Please, no penalties. I'm not going to penalise anyone unless you're breaking the rules. Anyways, Raducanu serving first in the second, if anybody cares. And she wins the first point. There's a difference between a major tournament semi-final and a random 500 tournament. Okay, should I be watching Euros instead? Like, are we watching the wrong event right now? 30 love. But we've got Osaka taking on Put and Saber after this. As Kostyuk comes in and puts away the winner, 30-15. Emma winning will be the icing on the cake. Norrie serving for the match, by the way. Cam, you should do a double stream between Raducanu and soccer match. Yeah, over my dead body. All right, is Kostyuk in the net, 40-15. As Raducanu holds 1-love in the second. So Norrie serving the match. In other tennis news, Diallo just started. Who else has played today? Monfils got smoked, which is a little disappointing. Kennan got the win. Kalinskaya won as well today. There's clay court tournaments if anybody cares. I don't think anybody is thinking about clay tennis at the moment. All right. Kostyuk to serve. 1-love Raducanu in the second. There's a bit of backhand slice from Kostyuk. Raducanu with a volley. Kostyuk with a pass. But it's not good enough from Raducanu. So it is good enough. Raducanu hits a volley wide. 15-love. Oh, did Monfils crash into a sign early and then he played bad? Hope he didn't get hurt. Oh, so he might have hurt himself. Okay. As we get a fault by Kostyuk. Second serve. Second serve, Kostyuk. As Raducanu backhand the backhand of Kostyuk. Kostyuk hits a winner. 30-love. It looked bad, but no physio. Okay. All right, 30-love. As Kostyuk says, a fault, second serve. And Raducanu hits it back and return the net. 40-love. The only clay tournament I've been watching is Challenger in Switzerland because I'm interested about Henry Benet. Yeah, he's playing, right? Didn't he play doubles with Stan last week or this week? Didn't he team up with Wawrinka? Or am I thinking of somebody else? As we're back in return, the forehand of Kostyuk, forehand from Raducanu. Into the forehand of Kostyuk, goes Raducanu forehand again to the forehand of Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu, Kostyuk backhand. To the backhand of Raducanu. It's Kostyuk with a forehand. Raducanu gets it. Kostyuk goes down the line. Raducanu slice. As Kostyuk gets a drop shot on the net. 40-15. $40-15. $40-15. First serve is a fault, second serve. Ah, 40-30. As Kostyuk serves a fault, second serve. As Kostyuk gets it out, we get the deuce. I thought you were not going to go live until the US Open. Must have missed the announcement. I have yet to see the tournament lineup. Why would I not go live? That's crazy. All right. Advantage Raducanu to get the break in the second. No, I wasn't going to go live last week, which I didn't. And then this week is like a quiet week, and then next week we kick off. We have to go live before a Grand Slam. That's crazy. Cincinnati is huge. And Canada is like kind of a deal as well. All right, advantage Raducanu as Kostyuk forehand goes wide, and there it is. Break for Raducanu. 2-love in the second. I thought I said you were going to take 2 weeks. Going to take a 2-week off. Yeah. Last week was 1, and this week is like 2. US Open starts in like 4 weeks. Anyway, it's 2-love Raducanu with a set and a break. No, that's all right. Yeah, we're definitely going live before the US Open. Kostyuk in the net with a drop shot, 15-love. Just yesterday, I tipped Norrie here to do well. The US Open swing, huge underrated. 15-love. As Raducanu serves a let. As we get a backhand return from Kostyuk. Raducanu forehand to the backhand of Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu, who goes down line for a winner. 30-love. This is Cam's filler arc before the main event arc in Canada, Cincinnati, US Open. Exactly. This week is a filler week where we just kind of watch like a couple of things here and there, just to get used to the hard courts again. Pardon me. 30-love. Raducanu hits a forehand winner. 40-love. As the return goes out, 3 love Raducanu in the second. Thanks, chat. Did I get to play my Switch? No, I haven't played Switch. I downloaded Tony Hawk 3 and 4, but I haven't played it yet. I've been watching, just catching up on TV and movies that I haven't watched, or that I bought and I haven't had a chance to watch. So I've just been able to do that and clean my house. I do chores. Nori won. Nice. Means that Osaka's coming up next. All right. All right, 3 love Raducanu in the second. Multitasking 2 sports is tough. Yeah, welcome to my world. Am I okay? Yeah, I just had to blow my nose. All right. Love 15. Kostyuk is on a roller coaster going down at the moment. Citi wouldn't sign anything. That's because he lost, though. I mean, usually the players that lose don't always sign stuff, especially if it's a disappointing loss. As Raducanu returns, love 30. Chance for the double break in the second as Raducanu hits a wide. 15-30. As Raducanu backhand goes long. 30 all. As the return goes the forehand to Kostyuk. Raducanu hits it long, 40-30. As the return goes the forehand to Kostyuk. Backhand from Raducanu, the backhand to Kostyuk. Raducanu goes the forehand to Kostyuk. In the back of Raducanu is Kostyuk forehand again. In the back of Raducanu, shanks it long, and Kostyuk's on the board. 3-1, Raducanu in the second. I don't think we said he's fully fit after he got hurt at the French, to be honest. I agree. I don't think we said he's back. I mean, it was his first match since losing at Wimbledon, right? And by the way, in the time that Musetti's been injured, even before that, Norrie's been great the last 2 months. So Norrie's been back to confidence, and Musetti's been injured. So not a shock that it went that way. Fantastic Four is getting rave reviews. Yeah, I heard. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Wait, what's this? Fuck. Oh no, chat. We might not be able to stream tomorrow because I have to go to the movies. That's it. I might not be able to work tomorrow. I have to go to the movies. Oh no. Oh no. Sorry, chat. No work tomorrow. I can't have to call in sick because I have to go to the movies. Imagine telling your boss that. I'm sure you would be fired. Or maybe he'd be like, "I'll come with you." I don't want that. Oh no, it's all right. It's fine. We can still stream, and then I'll go to the movies afterwards. 40 love Raducanu. It's all right. I'll go tomorrow. Raducanu 4-1. Ah, 4-1. On Friday, though, we legitimately might not be able to watch stuff because my power is getting cut. So hopefully on Friday we don't have any matches that we don't. I mean, yeah. So Friday I'm having. I won't be streaming between certain hours because I can't stream. But tomorrow, I'll be able to go to the movies after the... I don't even know... We might not even watch anything tomorrow. Fantastic Four, is it another remake? It is, but it's also, like, not... It's very complicated why, and how... Like, why it's different. So I'm going to give you because I can and I feel like it. So the first Fantastic Four back in like the 2000s with the 2000s characters. One studio had the rights to that, so they did a movie. They did 2 movies. Then the same studio 10 years later made a remake of it, which was terrible. And then I think I want to get it right, but. I think it was what studio did the first ones. So 20th Century Studios did the first Fantastic Four movies, but then they were bought out by Disney, who also owned Marvel. So that's how. Because what happened back in the 90s, if you don't know about Marvel lore, is that they were going bankrupt. I think it was like the 90s or the 80s. They were losing money. So they sold the rights to their characters to all different movie studios, right? That's why you got Spider-Man doesn't do the same things all the time as Marvel stuff because he's owned by someone else. So like they sold all the rights to the characters because they need money. So that's why the original Avengers were not like now they're like the characters that everyone knows and loves, but they weren't the original characters that they would have used. Didn't know this? Yeah. So they sold the rights to all their characters. Again, you have to do some more research. I'm probably missing stuff. And Fantastic Four was one of those franchises that they sold to a different company. And then when they started making the Marvel movies that we all know now, they could only deal with a bunch of certain characters because they only had the rights to certain characters. They didn't have the rights to Spider-Man. They didn't have the rights to Fantastic Four. X-Men were somewhere else. They still don't have the rights to Hulk, even. They can't even use Hulk. That's why there's no Hulk movies. He's always like a character in the other movies. But then Disney bought everything, and they bought all the other studios that own most of the characters, and now Disney was able to give Marvel some of the characters back. That's why you're going to see new Fantastic Four. That's going to be integrated with all the Marvel characters. That's why you're going to have to see X-Men coming in probably next year. I think they come into the Marvel world, right? So again, that is that's why it's complicated. So it's a remake, but it's also like it's a remake done by the company that created the characters. Like it's a remake done by Marvel, whereas the other the original ones were done by a different studio that weren't like, this is all like integrated into the universe. Anyway, it's 40:30. So I'm excited to see it tomorrow because it's supposed to relate. All these movies relate. That's what makes them so good because the comic book relate. Why am I talking about this? Because I can. 4-1. Double fault from Kostyuk. She's hit 6 double faults. As Kostyuk backhand down the line of the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk goes in the backhand of Raducanu. Into the forehand of Kostyuk. Raducanu slice on the stretch. Into the backhand of Kostyuk. Backhand of Raducanu on the stretch again as Kostyuk into the forehand of Raducanu. Again, the forehand of Kostyuk. Raducanu to the Kostyuk backhand. Now Raducanu slices it back. Kostyuk with a drop shot is too good. Advantage Kostyuk. I don't want to hear it. Tennis only. Well, Matt, you're in the wrong place. You need to leave. So, if chat talks about football, I talk about Fantastic Four. So, and if you don't like it, cry somewhere else. Advantage Kostyuk. That was a great drop shot, by the way. When is the footy on again? It's on Friday. Kostyuk gets a win up. All right, 4-2. Raducanu with the break in the second. Fantastic Four does look good, though. It's so good. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I'm excited to see how Galactus comes into it and everything. All right, let's start this second stream up as well because Osaka is playing Put and Saver. And the winners of these matches play each other. So they'll play on Thursday. As Kostyuk gets a win on love 15. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Naomi Osaka's playing. She's taking on Put and Saver. We've got Raducanu taking on Kostyuk. Winners of these matches play each other, so it's relevant. This doubleheader is relevant. And Cam admonishes us for not sticking to tennis. Yep. Only talk about things that I want to talk about. Stick to things that I enjoy, please. That's why we don't talk about politics, because I don't care. 15-all. Well, you can talk about your soccer, that's fine. And if England win, good, that's great. I'm sure it's great for everybody. It's coming home. Didn't they already win though? Didn't they win the Euros like 4 years ago? Yep. All right. 15-all. As with a 4-4 rally, Raducanu hits it wide, 15-30. 15-30. 15-30. 15-30. As that goes out by Raducanu, 30-all. As Raducanu comes in, and then Kostyuk hits it wide on the pass, 40-30. $40-30. As a default second serve. As the return goes into the slice of Raducanu, Kostyuk comes in with a volley. Raducanu with a passing shot, but Kostyuk volleys it for a winner. Deuce. By the way, Osaka and Putintseva played 6 times, 3-all as they head-to-head. This is going to be a banger. Deuce. As we get a backhand passing shot from Kostyuk, too good. Advantage Kostyuk to get back on serve. All right, Raducanu serves a fault, second serve. As Kostyuk gets a forehand, Raducanu puts up a lob. Kostyuk with a bounce smash. And we're back on serve. All right, Kostyuk breaks back. Kostyuk breaks back. All right. Osaka's better. However, Emma may get the best of her when they meet. If they meet. They both have to win. All right, Osaka serving first. All right. By the way, Osaka's match, packed stadium. Again, it's got to be tickets, right? It's got to be the price of tickets because Osaka's stadium is like, there's not a seat left. And there is a lot of spare seats in the main stadium. So, for sure, it's a pricing issue. Because nobody can say that it's women's tennis doesn't sell because Osaka and Putintseva they've got a whole stadium full of people. So you can't say that's because of the WTA. It's because of it's where they're playing. People aren't wanting to spend a shit ton of money for center court when you can get Naomi Osaka on an outside court for a fraction of the cost. Osaka's playing on court 2, so she's not even playing on like the car park. She's playing in like the second biggest place. Anyways, 15 love. Kostyuk back on serve. As we're back in the net from Kostyuk, 15-0. As Osaka at 15-0 as well. Backhand goes into the backhand of putting saver on the stretch, putting saver on the net. 30-15. It will be interesting to see if the Venus match has more people tonight, because being a later time, people can leave work and go to the tennis, and also, Venus in America, is a big deal. Again, Raducanu Kostyuk is a great match, but if they weren't on center court, they'd probably have a full stadium. All right, 30-15 as Osaka double faults. 30-0. Raducanu goes down the line, the back of the Kostyuk. Forehand again, Raducanu, the back of the Kostyuk. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Kostyuk into that Raducanu backhand. Raducanu in the net, 40-15. Is it a supporter question too? She's a huge following. No, because Musetti Nori had a packed out stadium as well. If Nori and Musetti had no one there, and then Osaka's stadium was packed, I'd say, yeah, maybe it's Osaka. But this court was packed before this match. Nori Musetti is not a... I mean, yeah, it's a good match, but in America, it's not like everybody stop and we got to watch that one. But again, Musetti's top 10. But the seats are cheaper. I think it's just a pricing thing. Kostyuk holds, it's 4-0. And when I looked, tickets for this match were, the cheapest ticket was $150 to sit way up the top of the bleachers. I don't know what the ground pass tickets are, but I'm going to guess they're probably like $30 to $40. So why would you pay for a very expensive seat at the very top of the stadium when you could pay a fifth of that and get to see so many more players? It's a no-brainer. Yeah, you miss out on center court, but also you could go watch Osaka. There's so many other players outside that you could watch. 15 love. Ground pass are $100. No way ground pass are $100 for Washington. No shot. I went last year for 35. Yeah, so they're 35. There's no way they're $100 ground passes. There's no shot. No shot they're $100. From 35 last year to 100, there's no chance. They tripled in price in 1 year. There's no way. There's no way. I can't find the pricing exactly, but that's staggering. But then there's still a lot of people there, so I mean, because if you're going to pay $100 for a ground pass, why wouldn't you pay the extra $50 just to go to center court? I would pay, if you're going to pay $100, you might as well pay $150 to then get center court as well. $50 for an upgrade to the main court as well. Okay, but I think I'd be shocked if they're $100. If they're 35 compared to 150 minimum for the center court, then yeah. Everyone's going to go 35 to go to the tennis. No one would pay $100. $100 is crazy. There's no chance. I booked very early last year. They sell by session. It's not like a slam. So wait, so they don't do... Hang on. Then how do they... What do you mean? How do they do by session when it's outside, on the outside courts? They don't have night sessions on the outside courts. It's just outside. Right? 40-15. Single session. Is that what it is? It says here for reserve seats on center court. For a single session, that's a center court ticket. Single session gets you a reserve seat on center court. Yeah, so they're the expensive ones. All right, Raducanu holds 5-4. Osaka breaks. 2-love. So they don't have on the website ground pass or anything. There's just single session, but that's for... So maybe, can you not buy tickets online to go to the Washington tournament? You just have to rock up and go to the... Like, you can only... Like, you can buy center court. I'm having a look. All right, so you can only buy tickets online for the main stadium apparently. No ground passes, only seat on center, which doubles as ground pass. Slams do ground passes, and so. But then, how does that even work? So wait, the only way you can go to the tennis is if you buy a center court ticket. So that means there's only like 10,000 tickets a day. That doesn't make any sense. How does that make sense? If you have to buy a center court, like a single session center court ticket, I mean, that would make sense why there's probably more people. But then again, if you have a center court ticket, why wouldn't you just stay on center court? Why would you? I mean, maybe you want to watch Osaka, but I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there must be tickets when you rock up to this tournament. There's tickets you can buy at the gate. Just for ground pass. Or just for, like, non-center court. I don't know. I mean, you might be right if you've been there. 5-4. I think that's just so weird, though, that you wouldn't have, like... Oh, yeah, you wouldn't have a... Yeah, you get center court and then you get, like... everywhere else except for center court. Like, it's crazy that they would... You would have to pay for a ground... Like, if you don't... I mean, that doesn't make any sense. That you have to buy a center court ticket to get access to any of it. Anyways, there's Kostyuk in the net. Raducanu trying to get the win here. As Osaka's down a break point, 30-40. And the return goes in the forehand of Kostyuk. Forehand from Raducanu. Into the backhand of Kostyuk. Again, the forehand of Raducanu is Kostyuk backhand down the line. Raducanu gets it. Kostyuk hits it in the net. Raducanu 2 points away. 15-30. 15-30. Also, Putin Saber breaks back 2-1 Osaka. As Kostyuk serves a fault, second serve. Serve into the backhand. Double fault. All right, match points for Raducanu. Match points to take her spot in the second round. Remember, the winners of these matches play each other. Advantage Raducanu. Last year there was nobody because of the Olympics. Now they invited some stars. Did they? Okay. All right. Kostyuk serves. Into the forehand of Raducanu. Another let. As we get another let by Kostyuk. Is that 3 in a row? All right, serve again from Kostyuk. Raducanu still with the match point. There's a return from Raducanu that goes wide. One saved. 30-40. 30-40. Match point number 2. 7-4 to Raducanu. Return goes to 4 to Kostyuk. Raducanu backhand on the stretch. Kostyuk comes in and hits it wide, and Raducanu wins. Raducanu is into the second round. She takes out Kostyuk in straights. Good win. Now the winner of this match is going to take on Raducanu on Thursday. GG's, good win. Raducanu's been playing great lately. I think she was happy with that one. Apparently, somebody said in the chat that Raducanu and Kostyuk are not friends. But again, you can't be friends with everyone. But Raducanu extra happy about that one. So I'd love to see it. We're going to merge the streams because that makes it much easier for everybody. If you want to keep watching the Osaka put and saver match, jump on over. But good win by Raducanu against a player that she has struggled with in the past. In fact, just lost to a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago. So, great win. Raducanu. She'll take on the winner of put and save versus Osaka, who are playing right now.